It seems like I'm the very last person to finish this show in the whole entire world, but I still want to talk about it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new TV review for you guys today. Today I'm going to be discussing Season 1 of Amazon Prime's new show, The Boys. Boys is the brand new comic book adaptation from Garth Ennis, and of course created by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. I've been really looking forward to this one because I'm a big fan of what Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg did with Preacher, and especially not being restricted to TV and now being able to really flesh out and do a fully rated R thing. And the thing is, I've never read a comic book of The Boys. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and after watching Season 1, I definitely am excited to read these books now, and also cannot wait for what they're going to do with Season 2. And also, do not worry, there will be no spoilers, so if you're one of the other people just like me who have not watched the show yet or are kind of skeptical on it, this review is going to be pretty much me saying, you better damn watch it. And of course, if you have already watched it, let's talk about it down below in the comments. Let's vent about it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let's talk about it, and let's see what you guys feel, if you guys agreed with me or you disagreed. Going in, I was excited about it, kind of going into this unknown territory, kind of just knowing the basic concept of this. What if a group of vigilantes set out to take down a corrupt superhero group who abuse their superpowers? Knowing that concept, I'm all for it. And the great thing about the vigilantes in here, they are not superheroes. They are just normal humans who have had issues with other supes in past times. And again, no spoilers, I'm not going to go into what details they go into, but you really live with these characters and live throughout them, kind of understanding as revelations pass up of like why this character hates superheroes or why this one goes with it, or maybe you even see the events unfold on the screen of why that guy hates soup so much. There's this underlying meaning, and there's a lot of satireness to the whole superhero genre placed inside here. It's actually our main group of 7 superheroes are called the 7, and for my way of looking at it, they're pretty much the Justice League of this world. And really looking at this whole world, it does such a good job of placing you inside this world, building up the world of the superheroes, and really making you feel like, hey, this is like an alternate reality of our world. Also, at times, kind of feels like Watchmen-ness, but the thing about The Boys that sets itself apart from Watchmen is really the world building of it, the satire of it all, making fun of superheroes while also playing on what if superheroes were a real thing in today's society. And as all hell, these superheroes are trying to get up points, up their popularity in the whole polls, just like how politicians do the same thing in our world. What we see with the superheroes on TV and the reality TV inside the show, seeing a superhero save a plane or save a kid from a falling tree, or, you know, just those small things that, you know, you would see inside the movies, but it's the behind the scenes of these characters. As you start to learn more about them, you start to kind of develop hatred for them and really go like, this is gritty, nasty, disgusting, but also I just absolutely hate you. Comic book adaptation of Garth Ennis' property is just wonderfully masterful on there, and especially talking to people who have read a lot of the comic books, they are a big fan of this. And the only thing I've heard is that they did tone down the graphicness a bit, which is insane because the show's already pretty damn graphic, so I can't imagine how graphic the comic book actually is. That whole concept of just falling inside this world where superheroes feel realistic and having to take down these corrupt ones, and with everything that they're kind of going about, is very excellent. Not just that reason that makes this show so great for me. It is truly the performances that really elevate everything even above what it could be. Because while that synopsis and while that concept is brilliant, it's going to have to be the storylines that really carry me through this 8-episode venture in Season 1, and I have to say they do. The main character that we do follow is Dennis Quaid's character, who is Huey, who has a tragedy fall upon him, and as that goes on, he really deals with a lot of PTSD with these superheroes and a lot of different elements that kind of go about it. But it's his performance in here that really carries you in being one of the central focuses of the story. But within that, the boys' roundabout characters, other than just Huey, you also got Karl Urban as Billy Butcher, who is just excellent and eats up every inch of dialogue within every moment of these scenes, and he is just brilliant. And the way that Karl Urban plays it so off is, even though he kind of seems like a dick at times, and you're like, why are people even following him? It's when you get to know more about him and kind of understand what his anger is towards the soups, and when that revelation finally hits, you're like, damn, I feel you, man. Also have Mother's Milk and Frenchie, who are both great adaptions and have great banter with one another. If you're talking about the superheroes in here, it's Antony Starr's Homelander, who's kind of the Superman of this world, is really one of the strongest parts of this whole entire adventure inside this world. And a lot of it just goes to his subtleness of how he plays down the character. And of course, it's Erin Moriarty, who plays Annie January, who's also the newest upcoming member into the Seven, who kind of gets a perspective change of she grew up wanting to be one of these guys, and now she goes into the group and she's like, yeah, you are you're a dick. Really, it's just that whole satire that plays on them, and all of them are so wonderful again. And again, the best thing about the show is that even one character might start out one-noted, by the end of the series, you start to feel and understand more about them, especially Queen Maeve and what they've done with her character, either going over to A-Train as well, the amount of emotions and kind of perspective that they shove on him, and kind of the other deals and the other issues that he's dealing with. And of course, Chace Crawford's The Deep is the other one that they're dealing with a lot as well. All these characters that they round out to be such a strong cast, and really I'm hesitant, I keep trying not to say movie, because this TV show does feel like a movie. It feels like an 8-hour movie, and those are some of the best ones when it just sucks you in and can't let you go. Alright, getting into my final thoughts, guys, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button where you guys get tons of early movie reviews like this, and other sorts of TV reviews, geeky content over on this channel, plus you guys can go over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early. Overall, The Boys has very much surprised me and raised above even my expectations could hit. I've absolutely enjoyed my ride in here. I cannot wait for season 2. The characters in here are so well developed, and there's so much more around this world than just shown on the screen. So many twists and turns here and there, and while a couple of them might be predictable here and there, and maybe the action isn't the best when it comes down to a superhero film, and maybe the pacing here and there could have been sped up just a bit as it kind of was getting to the finish line, overall, The Boys really impressed me. I fell in love with this. This is one of my new favorite shows of the year, and one of my favorite seasons of television that I've watched this year alone. You know, when it comes down to superheroes, I might love my superheroes, but at times it does get a little bit piled on with there being so many of them. But The Boys has won me over. It sucked me into the satire of a world, and I absolutely fell in love with this gross, gritty, and disgusting look on the superhero genre, and in general, this gross look on superheroes and if they were a real thing. This will change your perspective on superheroes, and maybe even make you feel like, I understand The Boys, because at first, I didn't understand them, but as the show went on, you start to understand them, and you're like, yeah, let's fucking get rid of all the superheroes right now. So with all that said, I'm gonna give The Boys an A. Make sure guys to hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below and let me know what your guys' thoughts are on The Boys, and of course guys, if you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on any other sort of geeky content over here. But guys, until next time, can't wait to discuss with you guys more movie reviews and TV reviews, so stay classy.